Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Maybe it's working. Let's tell Twitter. Maybe they'll want to join. I'm going to try streaming me coding. Oh, working on RMRK. Equip pallet. Never done this before. Probably going to be awful, but feel free to stop by. All right, let's do something. All right. So the equipable, I think I got it working. First, what is equipable? Equipable is remark to change the list of collections that it can be equipped into a slot. So I have the positive case working, right? Let's see the tests. Um, so it's just dealing with the base. So we have some parts, a couple fixed parts which aren't relevant, and then a couple slot parts which are. We're going to change this equipable. So first we create the base, and it has the different parts, and then we run the equipable to change base ID 0, slot ID 202, which is, oh, the base ID is the base. We only have the 0th base, and then the ID is 202. So we're changing this slot from 23 to 567. And we do that, and then it should exist. So the way I have it is in a parts storage. All of the parts get stored on their own in a storage map. Parts. Storage double map where you have the base ID and the part ID. And the part ID is, you just define that. I'm interested to see if we change the ID structure. Some of the ID things like base just go from select a new ID, Whereas I've done slot with pick your own ID. I'm curious if we stick with that. But I don't have these cases where should not be able to change equipable on non-existent part, should not be able to change equipable on fixed part, because there is no equipable in a fixed part, and should not be able to change equipable on non-issued base. So let's write the test. And we can just try to change on a non-existent part. Okay, so the only existing parts are 202 and 201, so we can try to change 200. Maybe do it like that. And then we should have an error of cannot equip to, or just what part doesn't exist. Oh, we already have that error anyway. Okay, and that's going to fail because we don't actually have that yet. Test for equipped parts. Well, it's the same. Well, no, a little different. So we do have a fixed part, a couple of them, fixed part 102 and 101. So let's write the test for that. So if we try to change 50, well, let's do 666. Oh, we need to do a non-existent base too. We only have base 0, so let's do base 1. And let's do the existing slot. Let's do base doesn't exist. Okay, so that is 1, that is 1. Should not be able to change equipable on fixed part. What do we want to call that? Oh, this is a fixed part is what, 101, 102? 101. What do we want to call that? No equipable on fixed part. Sure. Just make that different just in case something changes. We want to see why it's this or this or this. Shouldn't happen, but whatever. Should not be able to change equipable on non-issued base. So if we didn't issue the base, we shouldn't be able to handle the equipable. Okay, so Bob can't change. So this is okay. This is a good one. Oh, we'll do this. So Bob tries to change 202, right? Well, that's the OK one. Let's try to change 201 just in case. We can check to make sure that it hasn't changed too. 201. Three, four, five. Question. Should we fail if should we check existence of collections being equipped? I feel like we shouldn't. Um, let's also test blanking out equipable, setting to works. That's in the case where nothing. How do we handle star? So star means any collection can be equipped into that slot. But how do we handle that? I feel like we need something separate. Like if we were to change, I think that we need to expand the equipables or the equippings. This needs to be expanded instead of just, no, not the equippings. What does equipable do? It changes the parts, so the parts map to new part types, which is I think in base for now. Fixed part, slot part. So I think that this is a little weird. We could have a enum, right? Maybe. Um, Equipable list. All. none, some. Maybe call it, yeah, none is, feels kind of reserved. All, none, all empty, and then some. How do I do this? A vec of collection IDs. Right? I feel like we might need this too. And then we would change this to equipable list. Some is ugly too, that's reserved. Or at least has the appearance of being reserved. So equipable list custom partial. I think custom, go with custom for now. I think that will work for us, so we're going to go with that. It's probably going to break everything we've done so far. But whatever, let's break it. Who cares? Um, setting. Yeah, it's definitely going to break everything, but needs to. Okay. Move this to the bottom. I don't think we should check the existence of collections in this operation. I don't think I really care if you're setting your equipables to non-existent stuff. Um, but let's adjust our tests and do some coding. So we need to, I think I need to export or some like thing. Equipable list. Lib base. That's probably going to catch me if I didn't do that. So now we do this equipable list custom. Maybe that's right. And that's it. Those are fixed, so you don't care about those. Equipable list. So what does equipable take? That should not take. Well, we can fix this, but that's going to break because our definition's wrong. But let's write our test right. And we'll fix that. We'll have lots to fix. Let's just copy that OK one. Where's that OK one? Now in this case, we're going to go with equipable list. What was it? Empty? Check storage. Do that later. No, we don't need that. Empty. I'm curious to see this work in the JS Explorer. That's always fascinating. Okay, let's fail some tests. We only want to run our one test, right? And this is the equip. Equipable list not found. We pull everything from here, so tests 95. We're gonna have to fix all of this, right? So these two. Oh, I guess I don't do that. Error test. Functions 152. Okay, well, fun. This shouldn't be too hard. Match. Who knows? Maybe it will. Maybe it will be tough. Empty. All we don't care about. What's that? This? But some. What do we want to call this? Some we're going to have to do a check. Okay. So we do the check and we're good here. So it fails always on empty, never on all, and only in that case. I don't think there's anything else as far as the logic that's going to stop it. So let's see how we fail now. Some. We don't call it that. We call it custom. Okay, this we need to update to that custom thing. Where is this? Oh, it's been 25 minutes. 5-minute break time. Okay, 30-second break time. Where was that? 229. So this is going to be, we're going to need to change this completely because, yeah, that's not a problem. We just change it. Equipable list. We don't know what it is though. Oh, it's just an equipable list. Yeah. We're going to have to change the definition in the, where is equipable? Do equipable is defined here. So this is no longer a VEC collections ID. Instead, it's equipable list. Okay, let's see if it like that. We're getting closer. Test 43. Test 43. We just need to change this. Equipable list. Custom. That should fix that. Test 342. Equipable list. Custom. Why is this expecting that? Expected evac. Why? 355. I didn't change that part, did I? Right. Where? 355. Test 355. Oh, okay. It's the storage. The storage up here of parts? No. I had it. I lost it. What is equipable? I guess I'm lost. Equipable. Oh, okay. Cool. Equippings list. Base doesn't exist and no equipable on fixed part. $163. 334. Functions 155. What did I mess up there? It is called custom. Do I need to... What is it called? What is it called? Equipable list custom. Do I need to do that? Where did I go? Functions. There we go. Do I need to do this? Guess I do. Let's get to the failing tests. Awesome. We have failed our tests. Life is great. We have compiled. How do we make it work now? What's the first test that failed? 350. 350. Should not be able to change equipable on non-existent base. All right. That shouldn't be too hard. Do we care separately if the base doesn't exist? If we're checking the base slot, I don't think that we care to check. The base must exist for the base slot to exist, and we don't care if the base exists and the slot doesn't exist. So we're going to kill this test, but we do care if the part doesn't exist. And that's right. Functions. Oh, always forget. Return. Maybe there's a better way to do all of this. I don't know anything. I just try. This should get, oh. This should get our failure side by side, which is what I want to see before just fixing it. Might have to go soon. Part doesn't exist. I think that's what we want, because I just threw in whatever error I copied. Part doesn't exist. Oh, this is not too hard at all. And I don't know what we call this error. It will tell me. What did I do? I think we can get rid of that. What do you think? Nah, it's a little long. Always swipe the wrong way. Okay. Where are we now? 372, we fail. Swipe the wrong way again. Should not be able on non-issued base. Oh, so now we run into ownership problem. When do we check ownership? Can we check ownership? Do we need to check existence in order to check ownership? I guess we're gonna have to do that first. So be it. Um, Bases? I don't even know what a base is. What is a base? Let's just check. Bases. T. Not insert. Looks like I don't check. I guess I don't care if the base does. I don't check for existence because this is incremental base numbers. Base ID, that's all I check. Okay. Well, whatever, we can throw that test in again too. Is this how it works? Base doesn't exist. What do we want to do? Match? We can put the two tests in at the same time. And then if it does exist, ensure base.issuer equals issuer. That's the wrong error, but I don't think I care for the moment. It'll tell me. Let me add that test. Base doesn't exist. And let's do an existing slot. Okay, let's see. Why do I have that? I feel like that was new. Maybe I... Something go wrong there? Test 49. Let me look at that real quick. Test 49. Did I change anything? I just want to insert OK in there. I'm not going to deal with that. I didn't change that. What do we have? Test 383. Base doesn't exist. No equipable. Should not be able to change equipable on non-issued base. Oh, that's, yeah. I think I have permission issue. No permission? I guess I don't. What do we have? Functions. No. Lib. Do we have anything? Permission error. Sure. Might as well fix it in functions while we're at it. Base issue. That is what we want. Test. That is what we want. Did it work? I guess I got a print line in there. Hang on 1 second here. Well, let me try to, if I'm going to make you stand around, let's try to build it. Maybe we can see it work. guess we can add a test for all and none. We want to do that, right? Or we can just put a to do. Might be coming up on 51 minutes. This has been a good stream. There were like 2 people that showed up. That's cool. Chatting on the side. Still building. Okay, let's see if we can play around a little bit. So what do we need to do? We need to create a base, and we need to have some parts, fixed part, don't really care, ID 101, don't care about the Z. Let's add a slot part. This is wild. I think I gotta go, but slot part, all, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever, let's play. The ID is going to be 777. That'll be the all one. And then the slot part for the empty one will be 666. And then the slot part for the custom one, only equipable by collection 1, is going to be 111. So we have an all, oh, excuse me. We have a none, and we have a custom, which could be a list, but we'll just have a list of 1. Let's see if this works. So we should have a base now. We do. What do we need now? We need a collection. Um, create collection. I think there's a bug in having empty doesn't work. For now, that I think can be fixed easily. Just, or it might not be a bug at all, but I think it is, so I'm not going to mess with it. We need a second collection too, because this is collection 0 and we can only, I don't know why I did that. Should have just done collection 1. So let's mint some NFTs. Oh, yeah, 0. We can mint an NFT in 0 to check the all. Let's create another collection. Uh, So we're gonna check if we can equip something into the all slot, which is 777. We need an NFT. This NFT, we're not dealing with ownership for now, is going to be a 0. So this is like the person, like the whatever character that we're going to equip onto. And it's going to be in collection 0 because the collections don't matter for the equipper, just the item being equipped. And now we need to mint an item in collection 1. This is going to be equipped. Actually, let's equip another an item in collection 0. Because that should not be equipable. And then we'll mint something in collection 1. And mint something in collection 2. Didn't really organize this test. Do I even have a collection 2? I think I do. Now we need to add a resource. And this is new add resource, which will change to add resource. I just didn't want to mess with it while I was developing it. It's going to be a slot resource because a base resource is just, it's like fixed. I think the naming needs to, we need to think about that. But a slot resource is one that has parts which can pull from the base. So I'm adding this to the main character. It's a slot resource. Base 0. ID is just whatever we're calling the slot. Which I don't think matters. Well, we're calling the resource. The resource will have an ID, but it doesn't matter to us for her. That only will matter when you're calling the resource. Which, when we're equipping it. Yeah, okay. Parts that we want. I don't remember the parts. There was a fixed resource. I want to put that in just because. $101. We'll add all the parts, I guess. It doesn't, we don't need to check in this test. So 101, 666, 777, and 111. So it has a fixed resource and 3 slot resources added to our main character. Now we should have some NFTs, and at this point we should be able to equip we should be able to, okay, we need to send it. It's not a child yet, so we need to send it to this, to our character. What NFTs do we have in, I feel like it's just going to be 1, 0. Yeah, 1, 0 was equipped in collection 1. So let's send that. Collection 102, our character. Now we should be able to equip the item is 1, 0. This is 0, 0. The base is 0. And the slot that we want to equip it in is 1, 1, 1, right? The item has no resource to equip. Right. We need to add a resource to the item. To 1, 0. This is the base item. This is the equipable. Wonder if that's a problem. The slot should have a slot ID too, because the slot should be equipable just the same, right? You should be able to equip nesting equipping. That might have to change. But anyway, the base is 0. The slot ID is 111, because that's the slot we can equip in. And the ID is, this is just the resource ID. So that should have worked, and now this should work. Maybe. Slot equipped. Okay. But I shouldn't be able to equip this into slot 666. Collection not equipable. What does that mean? That's what we want. Collection not equipable. Maybe I didn't name that good enough. 777. Feel like this might work, but maybe it shouldn't work. Item has no resource to equip. Okay, because we haven't added an item, added a resource referencing that slot. I want this to fail. I want this to succeed, but I still want the equipping to fail because this item is already equipped. So I'm hopeful this will fail. Still. It did not. Maybe? I don't think I added that yet. This is going to be on the NFT itself. Yeah, it's going to need to have, I think, an equipped Boolean here to say whether or not the NFT is equipped. Okay. Uh, that's an hour. That was fun. But that did get equipped into 777 slot. This is really complicated stuff. But I think that's going to do it. Let's commit our stuff. Let's check our stuff. Okay. This is the work in progress branch. So if you feel like following along or whatever, um, It is, yeah, this one. If you have any feedback for me, if anyone watched any of this, please send me a message. What am I? Blocks Brandon on Twitter, Telegram, probably the same. Thanks for watching. If you did, if you're listening to this, apparently you're listening. If you have any feedback on what I've done wrong, please let me know. I'd like to learn. If you have any feedback on technical things like your audio sucks or whatever, let me know. This is the second time I'm trying this. Audio on the last one was terrible. So I don't know. My hope is that it will help me understand what I'm doing to sort of vocalize it a little bit. Maybe it will help someone else. I don't know. Maybe it will make you look and say, wow, you're an idiot and you can do something, then I can too. Um, but yeah, that's all. See ya.